It was in Hillsboro, so now I decided I want Kane, so I found myself in Arnold.
We're live, by the way, just so you know.
It's a
All
good.
right, world, what's going on? Welcome to the latest edition of Ask Coach Ford with your host. You know who she is. She doesn't need an introduction. But in
Never.
case you do, you're new to the show, Paige Ames. And she's the voice. I am the mentor as we're working on getting better with our show here, Mr. Dreams to Reality, Coach Ford. And if you're getting Canes and you don't bring me Canes to Farmington, we're gonna have problems. And Canes is going to pay us a ad sponsorship for this video.
I would love that so much.
I'm being dead serious. I freaking love Canes. I'm so
Oh,
mad.
why do you think I'm here?
I'm so mad you're talking about this right now. I'm
I
distraught.
literally drove the extra like 30 minutes from Hillsboro just to get Cane's.
I want everybody to know I'm not happy about this. I'm distraught.
We'll get you some. It's just not as good
Just
heated up, you know, or heated up.
whatever. All right, let's. This is your introduction. Let's get the show started. I'm distraught.
This is the show. What are you talking about? This is the good part.
Yeah, I know it's the good part, but that's
This
why I'm
is what the
distraught.
people want.
I guess me not getting Canes if that's what they want. Fine.
Why do you keep getting off your camera?
I'm not. I'm trying to adjust the the video quality, but we're good. We're good. Let's go. Let's do this. What do you got for what are we discussing today?
Well, I'm gonna be real, totally honest with you. This week I'm so unprepared, clearly because I'm in my car. One, my phone's on 40%. Two, and my idea this week came from a patient, actually. We were discussing college education versus no college degree. So,
Oh, this is
oh,
beautiful.
yes, I am
What's
excited
going
for
on,
this one
world?
because I
It's Mr.
know we're
Dreams
gonna
to
have some.
Reality, Coach Ford here.
What are you doing?
Sorry, I was checking the notification and it was one of my old videos. We're
Oh my
good.
gosh, get it together.
But this is good quality. It's good content. It's good content. People are gonna love
Is
it.
it?
It's good balance. You look super choppy on my end, by the way.
You don't look choppy. Well, you look great on my end.
I look great on mine, so we're good. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. All right. So seriously, I gotta ask this though. How do you feel about the show?
I feel like I'm super awkward. I think it has a great message, and I'm like trying so hard to do right by these people, and I'm just like over here not knowing what the heck I'm doing.
you're you're doing what you're supposed to. Don't try hard. This is not a try hard thing. This
I
is a
know.
this is a trial and error.
Every week I'm like asking my mom, I was like, Mom, do I look stupid? Am I talking about the right things? And she's like, I think you're doing great, sweetie.
You're you're 20 something years old. You're doing what most 20-year-olds what are you supposed to ask somebody that's already lived a life? Exactly. So that's the whole point of the show. And as we uh, build this out, it becomes more authentic. It becomes natural. Like as you get used to having conversations with me on the airways, it doesn't become so forced, right? So we went away from asking me questions all the time to conversations that we would normally have at Panera, which is great. It's just hard to do a Panera show because in Panera and Raising Cane's, we want some ad sponsorships from this, just so you guys know. It's just hard for us to go to Panera because our work schedules, right? Like I don't get out of practice now until 8:30, and you're by the time we're talking about trying to get a show, it's just hard. So it's easier just to stream it. So people are gonna love it. People are loving it. I what we don't understand is it so let me preface this for people at home because this is the perfect time to do you realize the impact that it's going to have? Do you realize the impact it's having right now? So we're reversing the roles because I'm having conversations with people not in your sphere, right? So I'm going to follow up with why I'm asking you this and telling you this. So do you know the impact that it's going to have?
I hope it's a big one. I don't know you. Do you?
I do.
Of course you do.
Hope is an abnormally, right? Like hope is something people wish for things to happen. I know it's making an impact, right? Because there's a specific Bible verse, and don't quote me on this, but I'm just going to say these two words, and people can go home and Google it. Now faith is the substance of things unseen but hoped for, right? But notice it wasn't hope, then faith. It was now faith. So what is now faith? Doing to think now. And substantive things unseen but hoped for, right? And what is the things unseen and hoped for? The hope is the impact that it's going to have for somebody's life, right? And so when they jump on here and they go to Google and they're like, what is this now faith? Why is this guy talking about this Jesus thing, right? And so I'm like, hey, man, if you don't like me talking about my faith, then turn us off, right? And so that's the whole point, because it's deeper than that. So here's why I said that. This week I've had so many conversations with people, and I wasn't expecting to have the conversations, right? So you may feel unprepared, but you're being who you're supposed to be. You're breaking up the monotony of me talking to myself to other people, right? So what most people don't know, this is how me and Paige's conversations usually go. Me doing a lot of talking, and then she makes the faces she usually makes. Just so full transparency. I just want to be fully transparent with her.
That's fair.
So this happened this week alone. Perfect timing leading up to the show. So I go to my coffee shop because, my thing is coffee and motivate, right? You love Starbucks, which we need to. And Starbucks, we want sponsorships. So we have 3. We want Starbucks sponsorships, we want Panera sponsorships, and we want Raising Cane sponsorships. And we both want to check equally, and we wear whatever merch you want. And Panera and Starbucks does not compete because Panera doesn't have coffee. They have coffee, but we know what I'm talking about.
Same.
It's not a specialty coffee shop. Okay. Anyways, so we need to have a coffee discussion. We really need to shift it to things that your age group likes, and then we need to like have that conversation of what it's like to be a 20 bopper and me being a 30 bopper, and then blend those worlds. But I think we're slowly getting there. I just don't think you understand how to transition it yet, which you are. You're getting there. You're doing a good job.
Once I get used to seeing myself on camera, because I feel like I'm just talking to myself, or once I'm less awkward and can talk to people, it'll be a lot better. Like right now, I feel like I'm so far back because everybody's been telling me to scoot back. I'm too close, but here I can only see like a quarter of your face right now, and I'm
Oh,
like
okay.
way back here. So I'm
Okay.
like,
So how about now? Because usually the camera throws me off.
yeah,
And
but now I can see the other half of you.
okay. How about now? My gosh.
That's better. That's better. But I feel like I'm so far back here. But when we post
Relax.
it, I'm like so far up here. So I'm like, where the heck do I sit? And my cousin was like, you really need to shift your weight to the other side because that side's your good side. And I'm like, what are you talking about? All side's my good side. Excuse me. But whatever.
Listen. You're doing it. You are making an impact, because if you weren't in the game, nobody talks about boring people on the sideline. They only talk about people in the game. We're in the game. So I threw you alley oop. You just don't know how to dunk it yet. So we keep practicing the alley oop, right? What you're doing is building your portfolio. Continue to remind yourself that you're building your personal brand. So everything that we're doing, literally, okay, now you make me divulge company secrets, which I'm not happy about, but I guess I will. Whatever. I don't really care. What I'm helping you do is develop a portfolio to be the future CEO of Ford X Media, because when people say, I don't know how to build a brand, and you'd be like, oh, that's easy. Why do you say it's easy? Like, oh, we built this show. I don't want to get on a camera. Be like, oh, it's really not that bad. Well, it's not going to be that bad for you because you've been on the camera 20,000 times on the airways. So it's totally different for you. For me, I do this all the time. So it's no problem for me to jump on the camera and have a conversation. I could do this by myself. In fact, you just give me somebody to talk to, right? This is like when we're at Panera and you're like, well, I'm reading this book. And I'm like, I don't want to read no BS book like that. Like, why do you want to read romance novels? Read something that's going to grow your brain. You're like, whoa, this is what I like to read, right? So
I'm literally heartbroken over the last book I just finished. I can't even talk about it.
we're not going to talk about it.
I'm literally in mourning right now. I know we're not
All
going
right.
to talk about it, but I need
So,
someone to talk
so
about it.
okay. So we could talk about it. Talk about it. Go ahead.
They left me on a cliffhanger, and the next book doesn't come out till January
So
2025.
listen. So take that same advice and let's craft what we're doing around that concept. That's why I'm the mentor and you're the mentee. So I take that information and say, oh, that's a great business strategy. We need to be doing that too.
No, but it just kills me. Like, how are you gonna give me an ending like that and then make me wait?
They
Sarah
write
J.
it.
Maas.
No, they okay. We want ad sponsorships from Sarah J. Maas too. Okay,
We
we're
would
promoting your
love that.
book. We're promoting your book. Anyways, no, seriously. What was I saying? So here's the thing. That's smart marketing. That's great. That's brilliant. She's phenomenal. Like that's great. That is a case study we need to study. So all you people at home, and she's getting ready to ask the question about college degrees and non-college degrees and all that. This right here, here's the importance of, you know what? Before I go there, ask your question about the college student. And then I will talk about the impact.
I just want to know your take. So for me, there's so much nowadays where you don't have a college degree for it and skill matters more. But then again, there's the question of like income wise, if you have a college degree, are you going to make more or are you going to make less because you don't have it, but your skill level's higher? So I just wanted to talk about that because I know it's kind of shifted over the years. Like maybe income doesn't really get affected all that much by having a college degree and it's more skill level. But I know we'll probably have arguing opinions on this, so I feel like it would be a good thing to talk about and to discuss. So I just want to know like where you're at. Are you pro? I know you're pro college, but like, are you anti not college? I want to know. Tell me.
So this is our official, now we're officially in Ask Coach Ford questions. I think most people, how do I preference this? I'm trying not to kill your question so fast, but I'm going to have to kill your question so fast. One, let's preface this. I'm an entrepreneur. Preface it this way. I'm an entrepreneur. It's a case by case study, right? And what do I mean by that? Okay. If you're happy mopping floors and you love doing that, and there's great professionals who clean floors, and I mean, they do a phenomenal job. Take some business classes, do what you love to do, make tons of money, make videos of you cleaning, stripping, waxing floors, cleaning floors. Phenomenal. Take some business classes just so you can have some business, just some basic business fundamentals, right? That makes sense. I'm not telling you to go get a 4-year degree in business whenever you already have a business. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Yeah. Here's where you're gonna need some common sense here, people. It's just common sense. Uh, if you're gonna go do brain surgery, please go to school.
Yeah.
It's this simple, right? If you want to go to school and get an education because that's what you love to do that, right? So I would be amiss if I said, oh, college is bad, it's good or bad. No, do what's going to fulfill you. Do what's going to take your life to become the best version of you. If you feel that's college, then explore that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I explored it, it wasn't for me. Have a plan. Know what you want for your life. And we know what my response is. What do you want to live? What kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to get a college education because you want to say you got it? Then great, do it. Who cares about the pay? Who cares about all that other stuff? That's part of the problem in today's society, and that's where people get stuck. I'm here to be the unstucker, right? So don't get caught up on this nonsensical facade that society tries building on you, try putting you in this box. Oh my gosh, oh, they're not paying you with that degree. Who cares? If your degree is in basket weaving underwater, great. I'm happy for you. If that fulfills you, if that makes you want to serve people to the highest extent, whatever's going to get you to serve people to the highest extent, let's do it. I say let's rock and roll. Let's knock it out. Let's do those things. What is going to serve others? What is going to serve people to the highest extent? What is going to fulfill you at night? What is going to help you sleep? And if that's what's going to make you feel good, say you want to go get a psychology degree and you don't do nothing with it, but you feel fulfilled in life, and then you're working a job that you love, I applaud you. I love you for that. I don't want you to get an MBA and then you hate your life and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not helping anybody. Then why? Then why do that? Why go down that road? If your thing is a graphic designer and you want to change the world with your art, then do that, right? In the world of AI and technology, guess what? Why not be the graphic designer that takes AI and integrate it into her workspace and then cultivate all new shows and then build a company off that, right? Just makes sense, right? Because I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm going to think of this from a different perspective. I'm not looking at it from a getting jobs perspective. I'm looking at it, what is going to help you sleep at night, live the life you want to live, and serve other people. If we're not answering those questions, then it doesn't matter what kind of college degree you have, doesn't matter what kind of job you got, doesn't matter if you hate your life, right? If you hate your life, does the college degree matter?
Really?
If you're not feeling fulfilled, if you don't love what you do, does it matter? If you don't love, say you worked at Raising Cane's. I love Raising Cane's. I could work at Raising Cane's without a college degree and be fulfilled because I love their food and I love their atmosphere. Now, if you're going to be a nuclear scientist, that could be debated. But I'm going to please say, please, pretty please, with a cherry on top, please go to school and at least get a mentor and work in actual, like, safe environment to do those types of things, right? There are some things we can have common sense with this. I'm getting a doctorate degree in sports leadership. Do I need it? No, I don't need it. I just want to get it. Why? Because I can. And I don't, there's no pressure for me to get it. There's no pressure. I have my master's and I have 12 college credits in the doctoral program. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I'm an entrepreneur. So all my experience makes me overqualified for 99% of the jobs out in the world anyway, unless it's like medicine. And then I could go get my degree in medicine if I wanted to. That's if I wanted to sit through 12 years of college, but I don't want to do that. That's not what interests me. So what does interest you? And so that was a great question. I think what makes you sleep at night. Are you serving people? I don't care what your degree is. I don't care what you do if you're not serving people. If you're not loving people, if you're not taking care of your neighbor, if you're a jerk, if you're mean, if you're nasty to people, none of that matters. People, like, let's keep it real perspective here. If you don't show gratitude, like Paige, I'm extremely grateful that you said yes to this opportunity, right? If I was a jerk to you and I didn't care for you, it doesn't matter what my degree said. It doesn't matter what my position is. It doesn't matter what my vision is. If I'm an a-hole, that's just the truth and reality. So help somebody. Now, if you want to get a degree, great, go for it. Nobody's going to knock you. That's your life. Stop letting some arbitrary belief of somebody else tell you how to live your life. That's just all I'm going to say about it. Okay, I got my master's degree because I wanted to. That's something that fulfilled me. Getting my doctor's degree because the little fourth grade boy in me wants to be fulfilled and be Dr. Ford. Because somebody believed in me and they poured into me and they served me to the highest extent by saying, hey, you can be Dr. Ford. And as a kid, I didn't know I could be a doctor in sports. And I freaking love sports. I love it. And you know this. I love
We know.
sports, right? And I hope that helps. Did I answer the question? I hope that helps. I went a little deep on it, but I'm serious about this. You know me. I'm not changed. I've not changed it now. My approach has changed, but I've not changed in my belief. How do you feel about it? What do you think? You're the young one coming up.
Well, so I did go to college, and there was parts of it that I loved, and there was parts of it that absolutely drained me. I'm always, I, for myself, don't think college was for me. I was 3 hours away from my family. I was miserable all the time, and I couldn't come see them. But I love my friends, and I do think like college was good for me. I think I needed that, and I think I got what I wanted out of it for sure. But a lot of people my age are just believe that they have to go to college or they have to do this or have to do that to have a successful life. And I don't believe that just because you go to college and have a degree means you're going to have a successful life or you're going to have a miserable life if you don't. Like, I've been talking to so many of my friends about it, and they're like, honestly, I don't feel like this was the right path for me, and I feel like I've wasted 4 years of my life. And I never wanted to feel that way. I went to college 2 years in person, and I wanted to do the rest online. So, that's what I did, and it worked out so much better for me mentally. And I played sports. College sports is a whole nother thing. You've got to be mentally strong for that. But
Pause. Who told you? Who told you that? Who told you that? I just want full transparency. Full transparency. When you guys thought I was crazy when I first got to the school that I work at and that you graduated from. Full transparency. What did I try telling you?
I mean, you could have beat it into our heads until we were blue in the face. But at that age, I feel like you can't tell us nothing, but like what we think is what's law. And it's so hard to change our minds on that. All that was on my mind. I only wanted to go to college to be a college athlete. Like that was my only reason for wanting to go. But it teaches you so much discipline, and you gotta have the heart for it, or you're not gonna make it. And I think that was another reason. Ugh. I don't even want to get into it. It's so much, but yeah, you were right, and I didn't listen. Should have listened.
It's not about being right. It's about when I say I'm about the athlete, it's I'm about serving them to the highest extent possible, right? And you guys are like, he's just mean, super crazy. It's not going to be like this. I'm like, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. Wait, you think these college coaches are going to be nice to y'all like that? What?
No
You think this
mercy.
college schedule? You think this college schedule is going to slow down for you because you think you were the top dog at your high school? What? 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 So
I thought a lot, like when I was waking up at 5 a.m. for weightlifting and then 8 a.m. for individual practices and then 5 p.m. practice and school in between. I was like, oh, I should have listened. I should have prepared. I should have done so many things.
but that's okay. Like that's done with. Like you can't go back to that, and that's fine. Here's what I'm gonna say: the feeling you feel at 18 is the same feeling you feel for a long time until you figure out what the heck you got going on. Here's the thing: most people never figure out what the heck they got going on with their life. Look at that person behind you. Just make sure they're not creeping up. Is your doors locked? Just so okay.
There's a person.
On the other side, but you're good. Other side, they were on the side. I was just making sure you're good. You're in Kane's parking lot, right? Okay, you're good. You're in a safe spot. Police station's like half a mile down the road. Yeah, the police station half a mile down the road. Anyways,
Oh
listen.
God.
Okay, so here's the thing: to talk to your people, there's no purpose. They don't know their purpose, so they're having a hard time finding out what is the purpose of doing this thing when I have the rest of my life to figure it out. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. That's where a lot of people get trapped. For me, I was blessed and fortunate that I wanted to be a basketball coach. Didn't matter. Did not matter to me. I want to coach and be a basketball coach and train kids about basketball. Guess what I've been doing since 18 years old?
Exactly
I've
that.
been doing that. I've been doing that. And I work jobs. What I didn't know is I was an entrepreneur. When I was training people, just to train people, I didn't charge anybody when I first started training. I didn't charge anybody when I first started coaching. I did it all for free. I just did it. I don't know. I was just like serving other people. As you grow older and you start to learn things and you start to grow your brain and you start to mature and you start to become a real adult, and I mean real adult who takes full responsibility. I wrote a book. Okay, right, see here? Just do your job. I wrote a book. I have merch. See the merch? Dreams to reality. Just do your job. What is just do your job? Just do your job is to take ownership and accountability of your life. And this is just the first book of a 3-part series. And it's similar to the athlete's journey. If you were never an athlete, so it'll be hard to see. The thing for you, if I could go back and coach you and mentor you, is getting you to understand that this part of your journey requires a mentor, like college mentor that's played college basketball, not your coaches, but your mentor, somebody that could walk you through and talk you off running off that ledge, right? Because I think if you would have that, which you had that, but you didn't want to listen because it's okay. You learn those lessons, right? And so young people have to learn those lessons, and it sucks. And that's why I let you guys do your thing. I just look at you and like, okay, you'll learn. My favorite line is "you'll learn." People are like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You learn." I'm not gonna argue with you. What do you mean by that? You'll learn. That's what that means. You'll learn. You're cool. Be you. Do your thing, man. Hey, you want to do your thing? Do your thing. You're an adult now. I'm not here to argue with you. That's how I feel. I don't argue with adults. I don't argue with teenagers. Now, I do for fun. Now, I will say this. I will do it for fun. Just because that's just my personality. You know this. That's my personality. I do it for fun. But I don't really, it's not that deep to me. But I will say, for those people who are feeling like that, find something. Find somebody, something to serve. Find purpose helping people. The question you should ask every single day: how can I serve the greater community around me? Can I go pick up trash? Can I go visit an old person at a senior living home? And I'm not doing these things. My service to the world is do this community content. My service to the world is being mentored to a group of 20-something-year-olds and help them figure out their life. And my hope for this is that they figure it out. They make enough money. They come buy a $30 t-shirt without crying about it, right? Because most people live their lives based off the ability to buy. And I mean, what you listen to this, make decisions based off small decisions, like can I afford a $4 soda? can I afford a $4 coffee? These are the conversations people are having about. Isn't that sad and crazy? Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. Like, that's crazy. You know what kind of conversations I want to be having about? $4 million projects, $40,000 deals. I'm not interested in can I save? I'm going to save $5. That sounds terrible. I don't want to live that way. So guess what? My brain grew, my brain developed, and I listen to people who are like, you're worried about $4 coffee, make more money. Well, I don't know how to make more money. Find a way to serve people and charge them for that offer. Like, truthfully, do you know how much this coaching call should cost us? How much this coaching call? No, seriously, let's have this conversation. Do you know how much my coaching call would be? Take a guess. What do you think? What do you think it would be? How much do you think it's worth? Let's play this game. How much do you think it should be?
Okay. Well, I don't
This
know.
is good
What's
for people.
offered?
This
What all
is,
is it? What all is it? Give me details.
you want the payoff? You want the payoff?
Yeah.
Having
What are
your
we getting
life.
for my money?
The payoff is having your life figured out and not being stressed out about the uncertainty of having to make decisions.
I mean, if you're going to deliver that to me, that's kind of priceless to me. If I'm going to get that for me, that's going to be priceless to me.
Now ask yourself the question. By having these conversations and having access to somebody that's willing to coach you, has that been happening? Do you feel confident?
I don't think this is something like money can buy. Like, this isn't, you can't put a price on knowledge. Did I answer that correctly?
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Payoff is greater than the number I'm about to say. Here's why people who cannot think in these terms will cringe at the number. So this 1 hour call, this 30-minute call, $5,000 for this call. Now, you said it was priceless. Because how can you put a price on your ability to sleep at night and feel great about yourself?
You get out what you put in.
But answer the question. You made an investment in yourself now, right? And the payoff when you go make decisions at work, you're not stressing about, I don't know what to do. It's like, oh, I talked to my mentor and we had these conversations. I know what to do. Be confident. Make the decisions. No, this is what we're going to do and stand in your decision making.
It might seem like a crazy number, but like when you think about it, you're getting out so much more than you're putting in at the long run. People don't think of the long run in the end game situation. They're like, that's steep right now. I don't know. But if you look down the line at the end of the road, you're getting out so much more than that initial price that you're putting in. And that's what I tell myself when I make all kinds of big purchases like that. How is this going to affect me at the end of the day in the long run? Like, it's not just the right now plan. This is setting you up for everything that's going to happen in your future. One of which things I learned from you.
Yeah,
So it may seem like a crazy price, but I mean,
it's not a crazy price to me because that's the number.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah, because the payoff to be confident is so much better. The ability to sleep at night, the ability to be confident, the ability to have less stress, the ability to manage the uncertainty of life. That is invaluable, right? And to be coached on that. And so what are some techniques and strategies? Right? First things first is the first thing I would say in this exercise is to get real clear on the things you want in your life. Like, what is it that you want in your life? Right? You have to get real clear on that. And then you have to have a vivid imagination. And then we work towards that. Here's where most people get struggle when we say, it's going to be $5,000, right? Now, I'm not talking to people who are in your age group who really cannot afford this because they're running around like with chickens with their head cut off and they're on fire. But as they figure out the information and they use it and they get out of this situation, then it would make sense to them. So here's some techniques and strategies. Get real clear on the life you want. When people say, I don't know if college is for me, you're saying to me as a coach, you don't know what you want with your life. You don't know what you don't know what your go-to move is. You don't know what your jump shot is. You don't know what your post moves are. You don't know if you're going to beat this girl off the dribble. Like, I'm talking terms of use because we have some athletes that follow us, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. You don't know what you're going to do. You don't know how to read the options. You don't know how to read a playbook. And then you're mad. You're mad at the rest of the world because you don't know how to read a playbook and you don't know what you want to do to impact your own life. Really? And I'm not trying to be a smart guy. I'm just trying to help somebody. So some people are like, this guy is audacious. He's got the nerve. He's arrogant. Blah, blah, blah. No. I'm really confident on the life that I want to live. And the life that I want to live requires my ability to be singular focused on the client in front of me. Guess who's my client in front of me? Her name is Paige. and I am coaching her and mentoring her. So, as a client, let me ask you, and I'm not saying you really are. I'm using this as like we're just come on,
This is an analogy.
stick with the program for people. Yeah, thanks, you got it. So, people, stick with the program here. So, if you're new, that if it's $5,000 and you had my undivided attention to help you be the best person you can be, right, and help you learn all the mental skills technique I teach, and I actually call this program Master the Mental Game. What would you do? You'd be ecstatic instead of me saying, "Hey, we need to hurry this up because I got to go to the next client that's going to pay me $20." What? How would that make you feel? They're rushing you off the call so they can get to the next person that's going to pay them $20. And guess what they do to that client? They rush them off the call because they got to get to the next client that's going to pay them $20.
At that point, it wouldn't be worth it.
Exactly. That's the lesson I'm teaching you. So for all you people, all you smart people at home, then this lesson's going to go over your head, which it is, because your brain is on fire right now. I can tell you're like, oh, what? But you're doing a much better job at keeping up with the information. So yeah, this is a $5,000 coaching call. Why is it a $5,000 coaching call? Because I don't want to waste my time with people. I don't want to waste my time. If you don't want to call me, you don't want to pay the $5K. And if you waste my time, then the price goes up. Then it goes up to $10,000. Just how my brain thinks. People are like, no one's going to pay you $5,000. No, you won't pay me $5,000 because you're broke and you don't see the value of the payoff. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the guy that's going to watch the video moving over, who does see the value in having a coach that is confident and going to deliver on his results. Why? Because I've been doing this for athletes for 14, 15 years now, getting them over the hump of performing on the court. You know how difficult it is to get athletes to be confident and perform on the court in comparison to getting an adult who can control their life for 24 hours a day? It's amazing. But adults make it so difficult. Why do they make it difficult? Because they're trying to run the entire playbook without having any plays. So it's like looking at a tree. I want you to go look at the corner of your door, right? If you look straight at the corner of your door, can you see anything else? That's how people live their life. Think about that. Think about this. And then they get mad and frustrated. They're like, I'm going to college. It's for me, because you're looking at one corner of your life instead of saying, gee, what is the long-term, like you said, investment in going to college? Is it worth it? Now, what I would ask you, you don't know what you want for your life. So answer the question first. What do you want for your life? And that's a loaded question for you. And I think we've done this a couple times. And there's a reason why I'm going to continue to go this. What do you want for your life?
So many things.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Just ask me what I want for my life.
What do you want for your life?
I want to live a life that pleases God and serves the people I'm designed to serve at the highest extent possible. That's the life I want to live. I live a life that pleases God and serve the people I am meant to serve. I don't want to serve anybody else that I'm not meant to serve, and serve them to the highest extent possible in a way that pleases God. If I do that, then I'm cool. And what is that life that pleases God? Where I can love my neighbor, where I can go into my pockets and I can help people live a life, and to help other people live a life that they want to live, and impact the world in a positive way in generations, and to love people and say, hey, man, I'm not going to let you come live with me, but I'll help you get an apartment and a job. Right. And let's get you onto content. Let's use your content. Let's sell some merch. Or let's get you at Vision Care, and maybe they can get you a job. I don't know. Maybe you can help sling some glasses.
We are hiring right now.
Can you help sling some glasses? That'd be great, right? Or just go on the streets and ask a homeless person, hey, can I pay you $10,000 to tell your story, and to help them get on their feet, and to help people. So that's the life I want to live. I want to serve other people to the highest extent possible. It's not about me. It's not about, and most people get it wrong because they want to live their life about them. And I'm living my life about other people and how I can help them and serve them and impact the world. And if I can do that, then I've done my job. Then I can die happy, and I can go to my resting bed and impact my family. And I pray every night to serve my family better, to serve my community better, to serve the world better, to serve this podcast better, to serve my company better. My focus, and I'm writing a paper about this, have a 10-page paper I got to finish writing, which is no problem. I'll get that done in a day. That's super easy. My paper is about servant leadership in modern sports administration. What does that mean? I'm the least important person on this call. You're the most important person on this call. But I have to do the most talking until you're ready to be the most talkative person on the call and guide the conversations. But if I came on here not ready to help serve you to the highest extent possible, then this call wouldn't go the way it goes, right? And so I know you can tell that. You just don't have the words to articulate that point yet. And because you don't have the words to articulate that point, you allow me to articulate those points, and then you'll come back next week and be like, okay, now I'm ready to articulate these points. But when you're focused on serving others, like my focus is to help 20-something-year-olds. I know people at home probably won't believe this. I don't have to do this. You know me. I am very to myself. Would you yell and scream on the silence all the time? That's a job. I do my job. I have a job to do. I'm expected to lead these young men. I'm expected to push them. I'm expected them to become the best person they can be. I'm expected to be a leader. I'm expected to help guide people. There's the difference. And it's my job to serve them in a way that pleases God, right? And so that's the difference, right? And so, yeah, I hope that helps somebody. Yeah. What else you got for us? What do you got? That went totally deep on that.
I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm like telling you what I really, really want out of life, all I want to do is hear at the end of my life, well done, good and faithful servant. That's all I want to hear at the end of my life. Now, the point of this podcast for me is figuring out how I hear those words. So obviously, I believe I'm going to go to heaven, blah, blah, blah. But I want to do something to make an impact not only on my life, but my family's, my friends, and strangers I don't even know, haven't met you yet. I feel like the point of this podcast for me is talking to people I've never met, but I care about you so much that I want to do right by you and I want to give you the information that you need. And I am happy that right now, I don't talk a whole lot, as some people have noticed, but I ask the questions, I bring what I want to know, and you give me those answers. And even doing that, I feel like I'm one step closer to hearing, well done, good and faithful servant. At the end of the day, that's what I want to do. And every day until that day, you're going to be helping me figure out how to get there. And going back to the $5,000, I feel like this is where it comes into priceless points. Like, you can't get this anywhere else. You can't get a relationship like ours anywhere else. And honestly, anyone would be blessed to have it. So, yeah, that is what I really want out of life. I've thought of it, and now you're going to help me get there.
Yeah. So I just want to help you refine that, and that's beautiful. But we have to get real clear on that, and we'll do some exercises off the call. Oh, well, we can do it on the call. Let's save that for next week's episode. Refining that. But I will say, when we bring this back, because we don't have to go a full hour this week, because I feel like we had covered a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
What I want you to refine and think about this next week is, who are those people? Right? For me, it's 20-something-year-olds that drink coffee, right? And if other people come along on that journey, fine. Congratulations. Welcome to the start. Excuse me. Anyways, so I'm real refined on that. And obviously, the other people I serve is athletes, right? I'm watching your surroundings. No, you're good.
I'm watching out my rear view mirror, and I'm like,
you're good. So, like I was saying, and so my other vision, right? So the vision is to be the go-to one-stop shop for 20-some-year-olds, right? We want to empower that generation, that community. For me, for athletes, for my coaching side, is to empower generation athletes to the power of mentorship and to push them to excellence on and off the court. I don't always get it right. And I do this through my coaching. I do this through serving people. I do this through community content. I have the Ford X store. And if one day people feel led to buy a $35 hat or a $30 shirt, awesome, great. If you don't, fine. I'm not stressed. If you want to hire me to be your coach and have a coaching call, fine. It's $5,000. I'm not here to sell people on anything. I am here to find out what's going to help people do better, right? And for you, it's like, okay, this is the next coaching call. We're going to get real refined. What is it? Who are you looking to serve, right? Who do you feel you can help serve, and how you serve to the extent? And you're already serving people right now in the glasses industry. Your industry is a little bit different because it's a catch-all, right? So you just get whoever comes to the door. But I think as you're doing this, getting real refined on, like, okay, who do I really serve, right? And obviously right now it's people who need glasses. And then glasses and contacts, helping people see. I wear glasses. What I would challenge you is, make it the best serve, make it the best experience for that client every single time should be your focus. Every single time. How do we make this the best experience? How do we walk them through their journey of, hey, we're going to have to change your prescription. We're going to have to get you some new glasses. We're going to get you some contacts. I know you're probably apprehensive about sticking this plastic, whatever it is, into your eye to help you see, or whatever, silicone. I don't know what it's made of. We'll have to do a whole show and you can teach me about that, which is going to be fun. So we need to do that next week. So be
Yeah.
taking notes. I'm setting you up for the next cliffhanger, people. So you should be taking notes on what we're going to talk about next week.
Teach Coach Ford how to put in contacts. Oh god.
Right? So you're going to coach the coach. But what we're doing here is so much bigger because now it's different, right? And so we're giving a different perspective of a world that most people don't see. And that's what's going to help people. So now this segues into what I was going to tell you at the beginning of the show. And if you stuck around for 44 minutes wondering what the heck is he going to tell her, I'm going to tell you now. So I went to the coffee shop Monday, and the lady at the coffee shop was like, "Hey, how's your coffee merch going?" And I was like, "What?" So it's like 6:00 in the morning. So it's totally throwing me off. And I'm like, my coffee merch. I'm thinking, because I'm not direct friends with this lady. She's just on my social media, or she follows my social media. And I was like, "Oh, the coffee merch is going good. How do you know about that?" She goes, "Oh my gosh, we love your show. We love all your content. My boyfriend loves you, blah, blah, blah." And so we had this conversation. And so I wasn't expecting this, right? And so when you're looking to serve others and when you're looking to go towards the vision God has for you, and you're going to do things, and that's different. So I have one more story for you. And so she goes, "It's phenomenal. We love it. Keep it up. We appreciate it. Thank you." And I'm like, okay, wow, I was not expecting that conversation. All right. And so my shirt is called to serve. And so I have a shirt on my socials. I'll post it on my Instagram. Call to serve. 20% of the profits is going to go to community programs for people in need. And I have a contact in the community who I'm going to donate the money to, and she's just going to give it to people. And so, anyways, so there's that. So second time, I'm at my work, and one of the students goes, "Hey, my boyfriend loves your show. He binges everything." And I was like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, he just loves it. It's phenomenal. I turned on one of your episodes, and he just started following you, liking all your stuff." And I was like, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I think it's crazy that I know you're just having fun on the internet, and I know you're just doing it just to be positive." She goes, "But you are reaching people, and you are making a positive impact on people, and they are watching." And she goes, "I think that's really cool." And so for me, I wasn't expecting that, right? I'm just having fun on the internet, right? I'm just serving other people through community content. And I'm being authentic about this when I say this. I really don't have to do this. I could be at home playing Call of Duty right now. I'd love to be playing Plunder or Warzone. I would love to. Call of Duty, give me sponsorships. Call us, Raising Cane's, Panera, Starbucks.
I could be in games right now.
You could be in case. What time did it close? Because it's getting close.
I don't know. I'm nervous.
You better check. Yeah, you
I
should
think
have got it.
11.
All right, so
I think. I hope.
you better
Okay.
check. If not, I better be getting some canes if they close that late.
I will be up here
Okay,
in the morning again anyway. So
so but so let's end on this. I hope this serves you to the highest extent possible. I hope when you were apprehensive about what are we going to talk about this week, and you weren't prepared, and you felt like we weren't going to be prepared, that I was ready to serve you and the community at the highest extent possible. Walk in. Do not be loud. Do not be loud. Do not be loud. I'm recording the show. Come in if you're going to come in, but don't be loud. We're almost done. What's wrong with you? What happened? Okay. Let me fit. Okay. Hey, give me 1 second. Okay. So I have to go serve my kids now. So, all right.
I'll end this thing if I have to.
Let's end it. Go ahead. So it's been the latest edition of Ask Coach Ford. And I appreciate everybody coming out. And we're going to have a good episode. So join back for episode number 5. We made it to 5, guys. That's big. We could have not done these at all. So leave them with some parting words.
At the end of the day, I love the feedback that you guys give us, whether it be good, bad, or ugly. And I take into account every word you say. And every time I try to do things differently and do better. And I love that you guys keep coming back and keep having things to say. I hope that will continue, and I hope you keep watching because I love doing this. I love jumping on here every Wednesday, and I will continue to do it as long as it benefits you guys and myself. So thank you.
And so I just want to refine it, and I want you to refine it. We're making it easier for the people we're meant to serve.
Are you next to read?
So we're making it easier for people we are meant to serve to find us. This is not for everybody. So the people around you may be the first consumers of it, but it may not be for them. Right? It's interesting. You get the feedback because you're the host, right?
Yeah.
Most people aren't going to give me feedback because I'm like, okay, right? Like
Whatever.
if this is not for you, turn it off. This is for the person that God is going to send to this video, because they're looking at it from an evaluation perspective. The person who this is going to fuel, like those people I just told you about, they weren't looking at it from the evaluation perspective. They were looking at it from, I needed to be fueled. I needed to be loved. I needed to feel his energy. I needed that for me. And I appreciate you and I thank you for that. That's the people I'm meant to serve. I'm not meant to serve your people evaluating you or the content for sake of evaluating, because this isn't for them. This is for those those young men that's like, I thank you for giving me a platform to listen to. Thank you for giving me your mentorship. Thank you for giving me these things. Thank you for giving me the outlet. That's the difference. That's why I do what I do. Not for the people who are going to evaluate every little thing. Oh my gosh, you guys messed this up and he didn't answer this and blah, blah. Then guess what, bro? This is not for you, man. This is not for you. And I'm glad you give her feedback, but she knows how I am. I don't really care. I don't care. I don't
But I
care.
care so much.
But here's the thing. Because I don't care, it doesn't keep the show from being authentic, right? And that's what makes the show authentic, because you care. And that's the balance. If we both care too much, then the show wouldn't get done, because we're like, it's not going to be perfect, right? And we're like, it's done because it's done. Okay. So until next week, it has been the latest edition of Ask Coach Ford. And I'm Coach Ford, Mr. Dreams to Reality. And our hostess with the mostest, Paige Ames. All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.